Okay, students, welcome to lecture 9. So in lecture 9, what we will start, I have given page numbers. So up to 11 page we have already done, that is from 12th onwards. So today we will start about CT and PT that are needed in our protection system. As we have already told, CT and PT are the eyes and ears of your protection system through which the relay can sense if there is any abnormalities, if there is any faults occurring in the system or not. So what does this CT and PT do? This CT and PT, what does this CT and PT do? They have mainly two purposes. One is, you can see here, one is they extract current and voltages from the high value to a low value so that you can use it in protection system, and it also acts as an isolator between the high voltage system and the low voltage protection system. Your original system is high voltage of kVs and your protection system is a small 5 ampere 110 kV because it is just need to magnetize the trip circuit coil. That's it. If it's magnetized, then it will create a force which will pull the mechanical connection from the breaker. You have seen it earlier. So this is low voltage system. So it's like an isolator between high voltage and the low voltage system, and it will extract the high value to a very low value so that we can operate, because we cannot put direct kV or kilo ampere in our protection system. So we need to reduce it to a value which can be provided to the protection system. So if you go with, I will continue with this one, then you will find next is, so let's go in depth of CT. So what is CT? So CT, if you can see, I have drawn a figure. There is a source, there is a transformer, source, transformer, and there is a bus. Suppose this is the line and here fault occurs. Fault, hypothetically I have just given. Anywhere it can happen. So this is the CT, this box, dotted box. Thus this CT has two terminals, one is this, one is this. So you can see this CT is connected in series. So inside CT, what is there? The primary. I have shown a single turn, but there is no as such turn. It is the simple wire that is going, a single wire. It is a single wire which will consider as a single turn, one turn. So the number of turns in primary is fixed, that is 1 in case of CT. And this is the secondary CT. The number of turns depends how many turns you want to give, so that you want to have the proper ratio. That CT is connected to your relay, as you can see. So relay will sense, generally standard CT secondary current is 5 ampere or 1 ampere. That's why I have written here 5 ampere. So this 5 ampere current will flow through the relay. So relay will sense it, and it will, if it seems that it is crossing its threshold value, then it will give signal to our trip circuit that we have already seen. So there is a slight difference between normal transformer and a CT that you have got through, because the number of turns on the OA primary and secondary are connected. So you can see the same thing I have written here. The CTs are connected in series. It is also a two-winding transformer with an independent primary and secondary winding. Means this primary winding and secondary winding, not like auto transformer, it's not same winding. These are two separate winding here. The line conductor acts itself a one-turn primary, and the secondary winding is inside the bushing. That is inside your bushing. That is where the CT is connected. So secondary winding is inside, and primary winding just passes through it. That is a single line wire, which is we consider as a one-turn primary. Standard secondary CT current is 5 ampere, 1 ampere. Now what is desirable? What we want to do from CT? What is the characteristics of CT that is we desire? We desire that CT should faithfully transform the ratio, the current, without any error. That means if I am saying it is 100:5, so if the conductor is carrying 100 ampere, the CT should show me 5 ampere. There should not be any error. That is known as faithful representation of that 100 ampere. The 100 ampere is faithfully represented by desirable secondary current, what we have decided, that is 5 ampere. But in practice, it doesn't happen, because there is always errors in magnitude and phase error, that is known as ratio error and phase error, because there will be leakage of flux, other flux linkages will not be, all the flux will not linkage, there will be leakage, there will be saturations. Due to all these things, there will be ratio error, phase error, all these errors will come. So there will be some errors in CT. It not always, but it will not be faithful always. So we want to make it faithful as much as we can. So that's why there is a difference between these two purposes, metering and protection purpose, because CT is used for both purpose, metering purpose and a protection purpose also. But there is an important difference between protective CT and the metering CT. Now, as you can recall, what is the difference? What I have told you, what is the difference between CT and normal transformer? In normal transformer, let me draw it. Let me draw it here. Suppose I have a normal transformer. So normal transformer, this is your primary, this is your secondary. Okay. If you connect some load here, then this secondary current I2 will increase, which will try to decrease the flux flowing through this. So to maintain this flux phi, more current will be pushed from this side, I1, because normal transformer is a constant flux machine, because its flux linkage remains constant. If I2 increases, it try to decrease phi. So in order to maintain that phi as a constant value, your I1 need to be pushed more. Phi decrease means this voltage will decrease, this voltage, so this is high voltage, so more current will be pushed through this. So in our normal transformer, your secondary current determines the primary current. More secondary current will take more primary current. But in my CT, the situation is different. Why? Because CT's primary is this one, single turn, and you are connecting a secondary coil around it, something of this format, CT. So your primary is this ampere. Suppose 500 ampere current is flowing through this. So this is fixed. I1 is fixed. So I1 is not going to change. I1 will always remain at 500 ampere. Means if it is a normal current flowing, if falls, then it will increase. So your secondary current I2, the 500 ampere current flows. Accordingly, if current flows, then there will be magnetic field. So in case due to this magnetic field, EMF will be induced it, and it is always, CT secondary is always short circuited. So you will get a current through it. So that will give you your I2. But here, like normal transformer, we put load in the I2, but here there is no load in I2. So I2 is not going to change. I2 is not changing. So your I2 will not have any impact on I1, because I am not changing I2, because it is connected simple. Some relays coil will be connected, that impedance is fixed. So in normal condition, your I2 remains fixed. So your I2 does not have any impact on I1. What I was saying, in normal transformer, if we are increasing I2 because we are increasing loads or decreasing I2. Here this phenomena doesn't occur. So your I1 remains at its position. So I2 doesn't impact, or I2 doesn't cause I1 to increase or decrease. I1 depends on your system. It depends on your system. System load is how much, whatever the load is system, according to that I1 flows. So if your I1, and there will be a core, for secondary there will be a core. So this core now will have flux phi, this core will have flux phi, which depends on I1 only. Okay, more I1, if your system is more demanding more, so more I1 will be there, so more flux you can think of. But is it so? It is not a constant flux. You can see the flux is continuously, if I1 is increasing, flux is increasing. So but every time if you increase I1, your phi will not going to increase, because there will be some saturation in the core. Core will get saturated. So you will not get the faithful result. Means if the core saturated, then EMF induced will be less, and your I2 current will be not in the same ratio your I1. Suppose it is 500 is to 5. So if it is 500, it should be 5 ampere. But if your CT is saturated, it will not be 5 ampere, it will be less than 5 ampere. So this is unfaithful operation. So CT gets saturated. So what was the difference between protection CT and this CT? You can see if I draw the BH curve, this is my BH curve. So this is the saturation point. This H is nothing but your I. That is your here I1. You can think of more current, more magnetic excitation, that is ampere turn per meter. And B is your flux density. More flux means more EMF. More EMF in the secondary means more current you will get. So you can see there is a saturation point. So these 2 points have specific name in the BH curve. This is known as knee point. You can think it of your leg. Your leg, this is your knee point, and this is your ankle point, because your foot, here is your foot. So these are 2 different points specifically named in the BH curve. This is knee point, this is ankle point. So what is the difference between measurement CT and your protection CT? In case of measurement CT, what is my desirable is that normal current, whatever it flows, there is a difference between CT and normal current, whatever it flows, it should indicate in my meter, ammeter. So in case of fault, your current is going to be very high. So very high current, if my CT should saturate. If my CT doesn't saturate, then what will be? My I2 will be very much higher. So it can damage the instrument that you have connected in your for measuring device, for indicating, for displaying. So for measuring CT, we need, in case of fault, it should saturate. It should not give me any reading, because in case of fault, we don't need that reading. In case of fault, we need protection only. So the measuring CT, you can see, the measuring CT operates near the saturation point. So if there is a fault, it will increase. It will increase means the saturation level is reached. So your I2 will not increase. The instruments it will not increase. So instrument that is connected in your secondary will be get protected in case of measuring. But the reverse, while in case of protection CT, what do we want? We want to get the results for the highest fault current. So where should be my operating point? The ankle point. Because here you can see, if you can increase I, your output is also increasing. So in case of fault, when fault current increases, you will get your faithful I2. As much as we can. We cannot go up to infinity. After some time it will be saturated. But as much as we can. So for having this much, as much as we can, we have to put it as below as we can. But beyond that we cannot go again, because this is again saturation. Small portion is required, because it is not again. We need a linear proportion. So this is the linear portion. If it increase, then it will also increase. This is the linear portion of that curve. So this portion we want to explore, maximize. So that's why I am putting my operating point here. So in case of fault, normal condition it will operate here. So if it is fault, it will be increased. So faithfully I will get your I2 also. So this is the major difference. You always remember, this is the important point of the difference between measuring CT and your protection CT. Now what is PT? PT, it will step down the high voltage for a level which will be safe for your relaying operation. What is PT? PT is connected in parallel. It also suffers from ratio and phase error. Ratio error means difference in the ratio, that is 100:5. It is not proper. You will not get 5, you will get 100:4. And phase means the angle of the phasor. So again, if you draw the PT, you can see this is my PT. So again, it has 2 terminals. This. So how does it is connected? It is connected in parallel to this line. This is parallel connection. So it is connected in parallel. So you can see there is a winding, there is another winding. What is the output voltage? Normal output voltage of a PT is 110, but it is always, remember it, 110 volt, but it is always line to line. It is 110 but line to line. Now every relay must have a CT, because you want to sense the current. In case of fault, the current will increase, so you will sense current, that is obvious. So that's why the CT is must. But PT, sometimes it is required, some relays doesn't require. We will see which relay, in which relay it is required, in which relay it is not required. There is another type of PT in extra high voltage, which is known as CVT, capacitive voltage transformer, or CCVT, coupling capacitive voltage transformer. Both are almost same, but there is a simple difference. We will explain it, but there is a little difference. So what is the advantage? Why we are going for extra high voltage in CVT? Because in extra high voltage, this winding, construction of this winding will require more insulation, so more problematic, so less economic, so cost will be very high. So for extra high voltage, it's better to go for CVT or CCVT. And there is one more advantage, because we can have a communication also in CVT. So what is CVT? CVT is nothing but you have a capacitive potential divider. Two capacitors are connected, you can see. This is your V1, up to this much, this portion is V2. From here to here, this is V1, and from here to here, this is V2. Normal voltage divider. We could have used normal voltage divider, but there is a inductor is connected, that is known as tuning. Why it is connected? If it is not connected, normal V2, this voltage, if you connect it to a load means your relay, whatever the burden on the trip coil, that is here will be trip coil will have some impedance. So some current will be taken from this side. So if you take some current, this voltage will not be your V2, it will be somehow less than V2, because earlier the current was flowing through this. Now if you connect a meter, current will have another branch, this current will reduce, so this drop will reduce, so V2 will reduce. So you will not get a faithful output voltage what you have desired. So CVT is nothing but, here also a transformer is used, but this transformer is a low rating, so this coil will have a low rating, so you can easily manufacture it. It will be economical for you, because you have reduced already the voltage to a level of V2. Directly we are not giving the full voltage, this voltage. In normal PT we should have given this full voltage. In CVT we are taking some portion of that voltage using a divider, voltage divider. So it has 4 terminals, 1 terminal, 2 terminal, 3, 4, as you can see. So it has a 4 terminals. It consists a capacitive voltage divider before the relatively small transformer. But a simple transformer divider cannot use, because the output will depend on the current drawn by the burden. Burden means the trip coil impedance, relay impedance, this whatever you are connecting to this side. So this will have a impact. This will draw some current. Hence the tuning coil. That's why the tuning coil is used. So it will resonate. Means they will create a resonance. We will put L in such a way that it should create a resonance. This makes the output voltage constant. So how it makes the output voltage constant? Let us see. Suppose we want to see the Thevenin's equivalent circuit from this side. What is appearing across this? This one is going, whatever is appearing here and here, this terminal is going to your trip circuit. As you can see, if we can forget this transformer, exactly almost the same voltage or a reduced version of that one. So what is Thevenin's equivalent from here? What is the Thevenin's equivalence impedance? This is your source. This is your V. So source will be short circuited. So it will be L, then these two C are in series. So if you see this one, and what will be your output voltage? For Thevenin's you need both. You need a open circuit voltage. What is open circuit voltage? It will be V2, whatever the voltage you are getting here. This will be open circuit. If you open it, you will find this much voltage. And impedance, if you get, impedance will look like this. You will find a L, then 2 capacitors are in series. So the XC, it is the series combination of capacitor. So your XL should be equal to this, because you want to make it resonance. So what will happen if you make it resonance? If you make it resonant means your XL equal to XC. So virtually there is no impedance. So your Thevenin's equivalent will be V2, and then nothing is there, no ZTH, it is 0, because it is resonance. Resonance means XL equal to XC, so it will cancel out. So if there is no internal resistance, whatever load you connect, this voltage will always remains V2. You can remember your measurement course, where your voltmeter, there is error in voltmeter, ammeter, because there is internal resistance, it will come out. So there will be some drop. This voltage is not equal to this voltage because there will be some resistance. But what is the benefit here? There is no resistance now. In normal voltmeter, you have a internal resistance. That's why this drop. But here there is no drop, or in normal voltage source also. So that's why you will get the faithful V2. So V2 will be faithful. There will be no error, whatever current you take. So what is the difference between CVT and CCVT? A slight difference, that is, in CCVT we use carrier series for communication purpose. You can remember PLCC if you have studied. PLCC communication, power line carrier communication, there are wave traps are there through which we send some communication signal to have a communication between two substations extra, that is known as power line carrier communication. So that the substation have a hot link between them, they can communicate with this. So this communication signal is used in CVT. If it is used, then the name is changed to CCVT. That's all. PT purpose remains same. The voltage reduction remains same. The extra additional features is the communication series are also inserted in CVT. That's why it is known as coupling capacitor voltage transformer. So I think that's all for today. We will continue with some constructions of the relay in next class. So those who have not subscribed yet, I will request them to subscribe and tell your friends to subscribe. Till then, stay safe, stay home.